What's up, YouTube, Instagram? We are live today. I got my at home setup again. I don't know. Maybe I should just make this the ongoing thing. The only thing is that the microphone is like way too low. So I don't know. Maybe I should bring it back. Or I got these old school wired headphones. The mic is pretty good on them. So a few questions have come in today on Instagram. Let's jump right into it. First one. Okay. The market stats came out today. What are my thoughts on the market? Well, I mean, the stats came out, and interesting to see the numbers. I do think things have kind of relatively flatlined. It's interesting because I saw a post on Instagram that said buyers are acting like it's 2008, sellers are acting like it's 2001, or sorry, 2021. I it's interesting, and the one thing with all these numbers, I know you're going to hear a huge drop. Of course, sales are way down. The lowest sales in an October since 2010. So sales are way down. I would say like one thing to pay attention to, and if you are looking for specific stats, it's really important to go like market by like micro market and property type by property type. And I know I've said this a few times, but like condos right now have in the downtown CO1. So CO1 and CO8 are the two like biggest areas of condos in Toronto, probably in Ontario, I would imagine. And CO1 is from Dufferin to Yonge Street, from Bloor to the Water. CO8 is from Yonge and going east to the DVP and Bloor to the Water. So very significant part of downtown. And the west side, that's like Liberty Village, City Place, King West, Queen West. The east side is like St. Lawrence Market, the east side waterfront. You have Corktown and some other areas in the east as well, Moss Park, Regent Park. So that's all CO8. So those two areas, I think, it's really important to look at the numbers. I mean, look at the stats. Like CO1 actually went up 2% for condos month over month, but it's really important to note that like each micro pocket in CO1, not even just micro market, like super, if you want to get really in depth. Some areas really, I know like waterfront communities, for example, just over 20 sales and over 200 listings. So like not a ton of sales in October for that area. Liberty Village, same kind of thing. Just around 10 sales and 70, 80 listings. So stuff hasn't exactly been flying off the shelf, but to be honest, prices haven't really fallen off too much for condos. I mean, month over month, obviously since the peak they have, but condos are back to like January 2022 pricing, whereas other property types in different markets are back to like mid 2021 pricing, even maybe as far back as early 2021 in some areas and property types. So definitely market by market and sector by sector, property by property. If you are looking for specific property types, or for example, like a specific, if you are looking for whatever, just let me know and I can pinpoint something for you if needed, or throw it down in the comments and I can reply that way. Next question. When prepping a property for a listing, I'm just sorry, it's kind of broken here. When prepping a property for a listing, do you organize the painters? Yeah, I mean, this is part of being a full service agent. It's really important for me to have the connections with different trades, and if I don't have them for a specific area, to go find them. So for example, have a listing coming up and working with a stager, they're amazing, and they have painters that they've been working with as well. So if the stagers work with a specific trade, painter, handyman, whatever it is, and everyone can be in sync there, then really awesome to have all that in sync. If sellers want to do it themselves, or if sellers have their own person that they want to use, that's totally fine. The biggest thing is just as long as everything, flows in the right order, so that the timeline of kind of what we anticipated would kind of align there. But obviously, up to the sellers, the clients, that's their decision on who they want to use, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's my job to find people to do the services if necessary, and obviously a couple preferred people that I've worked with as well, and I know that they do good work, so I think that's important as well. Number three, what are your thoughts on real estate videos? Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in all things video and photography for properties. I think it really matters on like there's so many levels of photos out there. I would say that well, let's say there's three levels of photos. You have your iPhone photos, you have your like professional photos, and then you have your like high level, like magazine level photos. And those are the ones that we want for listings because they look so good and so crisp in photos when you're going through the phone. And it really makes a difference when you're showing the property. I would say also for video, I'm a big video guy. I like having the video. I think that now the way things have been going on social media, Instagram, YouTube, all this stuff, like people are watching these videos and they want to see like walkthroughs, and there's different kinds. Like there's the ones that go really, really fast. There's the ones that are super slow. I try to be engaging as much as I can and walk through the property, talk through the property, and give kind of insight to the buyer with the walkthrough. Of course, it's never going to compare to seeing it in person, but the most amount of information I can give during a video where like when you are going through the walkthrough, it is engaging. And then on top of that, of course, like 3D tours where people can walk through on their phones, stuff like that. It's all important because ultimately you want to show the property every possible way you can. So people have a really good idea of what to expect when they get in the property. And I also think it works the other way too. Like if someone goes through and it's not the property for them, maybe it saves, on the buyer side, maybe it saves them a little bit of time to not have to go see a property that might not fit their needs. But ultimately you want to try to attract as many buyers as possible. And by doing that, you want to get really high quality photos, videos, all that stuff done so that the consumers on the other side can see it through their phones, through their computer, and all that stuff. So hope you enjoyed it. That's your Thursday talks. I'm wondering what you guys like better, Thursday or Wednesday. For me, I'm indifferent. I've been kind of switching it up the last couple. I've been doing Thursday just to see how the engagement is, but ultimately it doesn't really matter to me. It's going to sit there on Instagram as a live feed and on YouTube, of course, as a live feed for all of time. So anyway, have an awesome Thursday. The weather seems pretty decent again today, so go enjoy it. Have a great Thursday.